Hi everyone. There are many languages that translate the Harley feeling into the new millennium. Springer is one language that everyone understands. When Harley-Davidson put a Springer fork on the Softail in the 1980s, everything was suddenly just right: a star frame look at the rear, vibrant technology at the front, and all of it would have qualified as old school if it had existed at the time. The message was understood. The Softail Springer simply showed a classic line that no one else was showing. It was the language of Harley-Davidson that only Harley-Davidson spoke, but that even the youngest child could understand. Of course, we have had a Springer fork in our lineup for a long time. It's even called the Radical, but it also has relatively classic contours and could easily pass for old school. With our Radical 2.0, we've freshened things up a bit, giving the anorexic lines of a classic Springer a little boost and translating everything into a cleaner, more technical look. And the look lives up to its promise, because our Radical 2.0 comes with Air Ride. Radical is the key word for our Radical rider, as our Stefan Hutmacher explains in Thunder Talk, because everything about it is high-tech. Take a look at the radial arrangement of the brake anchor and caliper. This is a rather unusual principle for a Springer fork, coming as it does from racing, but we didn't want to compromise, to use the language of the new millennium. The Blade Runner handlebar follows the same melody. Tailor-made for the Radical 2.0, its arms are bolted directly to the solidly milled fork bridge, without risers. We took the opportunity to change the clutch to a hydraulic one, so that the cable can follow the line of the handlebars better. Illuminated buttons by Rebuffany complete the picture and add some color to the black. We finish it off with satin grips and hidden turn signals. Our stretch tank gives you a little more range for fun. At 15 liters, it holds a quart and a half more than the original Street Bob tank. So it's not just hot air in its extension. A lamp housing machined from a solid piece of metal is not really necessary. A headlight will shine just as reliably in a sheet metal housing. But with our Unbreakable billet aluminum headlight and a two-tone design, the biker of the new millennium not only understands the language of the times, he speaks it. And when the completely legal Shorty cut mufflers from Jekyll and Hyde drown everything out, he can read all the data on the original Harley speedometer. It fits perfectly on the Radical 2.0's triple tree. We don't have the problem of aftermarket speedometers that only display part of the available data. The air is in the right place in the rear air ride. Yes, with the push of a button, the bike can be lowered front and rear on its Velocity rims from RevTech. Instead of the standard 19 and 16-inch rims, they now offer 21 and 18-inch rims. This is our typical Thunderbike line as we have long since arrived in the new millennium. The Shorty rear fender completes the line. When lowered, it sits close to the ground, is made of GRP and is held in place by metal struts. This makes sense, as it makes the Radical rider suitable for passenger use. Until then, the transition from the saddle to the fender is just right, as the seat shell of the saddle is also from the Shorty line. The boots rest on our drilled footrests in the position of the standard Harley forward controls. If needed, we could move them another 8 cm forward. The side license plate holder comes from us, as do many of the covers and panels. And the Grand Classic power filter in combination with the Jekyll and Hyde system and its V-strike headers is not only radical, but also completely legal. We've said it before, new millennium. But in a language inherited from the last century. A huge legacy that has to be acquired to be owned. Get in our saddle and you will own it. Thanks for watching.